everyone, this is Kassie, and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of July the 4th to July the 10th. If you enjoy my videos, please share, like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to push the notifications bell so that you don't miss anything that comes up. If you want to know last week's predictions, you can always click on the link above. And if you want a personal tarot session with me, where we can analyze your situation in great detail, you can contact me on my online psychic platform www.kassiekai.com for a live chat, and you will also get 3 free minutes with your subscription to use in your first reading. Today we'll be using the Sun and Moon Tarot deck, a very pleasant to the eye and minimal deck. It's great for beginners, as it also has a keyword on each card that will help you learn the meanings of the cards if you just started learning tarot. For Aries we had the 6 of Swords, and now it's the 8 of Cups. Both cards show you moving on from a situation, but the 8 of Cups is much more drastic than the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords just shows you taking distance, but the 8 of Cups is usually about giving up a situation or a person altogether, as there's usually something better, a new calling that pulls you on the other side. So maybe you decided to follow a new direction, and that will probably bring into your life something new, a new person that will be more promising than the one you were with before, or an opportunity that will feel more appealing and also more in tune with your current vibration. There will be some uncertainty as there's still a connection to the past, and you will be wondering whether you are making the right decision to leave, but there will be signs and there will be guidance that will show that you are on the right track. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, it looks like this person feels that in order for your relationship to get going, you need to walk away from the past somehow. They are in the process of absorbing emotional lessons, and they need to get to know their deeper needs better. The 8 of Cups is Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn always has to do with lessons. And since Pisces symbolize our emotions, our intuition, and the way we connect to others emotionally, there might be some lessons that you need to consider by examining mistakes you did in the past so that you don't repeat them. Saturn will not allow us to repeat the same patterns over and over, and if we do, he will make things very difficult for us so that we learn the hard way. That means if you see resistance and opposition on another's end, that's a clear sign that you need to change the way you deal with them and try another method that will hopefully produce better results. In about 8 days, there will be a very drastic change that will help you change the way you look at things, and what's interesting is that the things you look at will change too. For Taurus, we had the Star, and now it's the Moon. The Star is a card of hope and optimism, and something must have happened that showed you potential in a situation or gave the promise of success in the future. Now with the Moon, you will have to listen to your intuition, to read between the lines, knowing when to push a situation and when to back off, and what is realistic and what is not. Under the energy of the Moon, it's easy to get carried away by another people's thoughts, feelings and expectations, and that's why it's very important this week to remain in tune with what your intuition tells you about the situation or about a relationship. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they feel an unconscious draw towards you that can be somewhat unsettling for them. And that's probably because they can't really figure out how they feel, and there are mood swings and a mixture of different feelings. The combination of the Star and the Moon indicates that you will be feeling hopeful about something, knowing that you can make it happen, but at the same time confused, not knowing how to go about it, what the practical steps should be. Under this energy, you should be warned against illusions. There may be things that you are not aware of, and you could be daydreaming about a person or a situation having false hopes. The moon is associated with Pisces, so there might be someone in your life who's a Pisces sun or ascendant, and energies between you and this person can be quite unstable at this stage, especially if we are talking about an emotional connection. That's because there are so many unknowns and you can't figure out where you stand with them, and they feel that things are not as they appear to be. The moon has a 1 month time frame, so all those intense energies will settle down within a month from now, and in the meantime you need to remain as grounded as possible, which won't be that hard for you since you are an earth sign and earth can absorb water energy easily. For Gemini, we had the Queen of Swords and now the Two of Wands. The Queen of Swords must be someone in your life who's an air sign or ascendant, and there must have been talks with that person, communications from distance or in person, and this week the Two of Wands suggests that there's a decision that needs to be made, a decision that has to do with the future of your connection, either it's a personal or a professional connection. This week you will have to make a decision on whether to stay with what you are used to or look for new experiences or even a new life, especially if you are feeling bored with your current life and you want more. Inner changes that have been occurring on the inside for some time may push you to ask for more, or you may have a new plan of action or a desire to do something new. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they are going up and down with their feelings and there's indecisiveness. That could manifest as them giving mixed and confusing signals, but that's a reflection of an inner confusion or uncertainty that could cause some instability in your relationship. The Two of Wands is Mars in Aries, and that means you will feel determined to do things your way, and you may find it difficult to consider another's needs or expectations, and maybe another person will act in the same way too, and before you know it, there will be a full-on battle between you. Mars is a fire energy, and in Aries he's at home, which means that his energy is greatly enhanced and things can get really intense. But once a decision is made, all this high energy, all this tension will be resolved, and it doesn't have to be a final decision either, but maybe some sort of compromise or agreement that will hold for a while until the situation stabilizes a little. Tuesday looks like an interesting day this week, and that's not just because it's the second day of the week that corresponds with the Two of Wands, but it's also the day of Mars. While events that took place between the 21st and the 30th of March will probably come to a crossroads this week, and you will have to make a choice that will determine the near future. For Cancer, we had the Lovers and now the Justice. The Lovers not only point to personal and romantic relationships that must have been in your focus last week, but they also show that a choice needed to be made, and so does the Justice. The difference is that the choice the Lovers suggest is more of an emotional choice, while this week you will make the choice that's not based on emotions but on available facts, and life will also have a say in how things will develop, as the Justice is the results and the consequences of our actions. This week you will get the results for your past efforts, and you will come to realize that everything that you do or say has ramifications, whether big or small. The Justice is considered a karmic card, so this week something will happen that will have a karmic feel to it, something that will look like fated or predestined to happen. However, keep in mind that the Justice could be suggesting that you get what you give, and this can be a good or a bad thing. If you give in to being treated poorly, for instance, you will get more of that. If you insist on being treated equitably, you will attract someone who will treat you well. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are weighing the options of a serious relationship. They want to do what is best and fair for them, and they want something balanced. They are cautious, and you may find them a little reserved, but they do have feelings for you, or they would not be going through this assessment. They do want to see if and how your relationship would work out, which means that there might be some differences between you and them, differences that have to be reconciled somehow. There might be someone who's a Libra sun or ascendant, as the justice is associated with Libra, and Libra is also beauty and harmony, so you may decide to do things that will harmonize your energy and your environment, which means that this week favors beauty changes and also aesthetic changes when it comes to your personal space. You will be very attractive and you will feel that people are drawn to you much more than usual, so try to make a good use of this energy and use the blessings of Venus to your advantage. In about 10 days from now, there will be a resolution to a matter that might feel karmic or fated. For Leo, we had the Sun, and now it's the Hanged Man. The Sun is a very positive energy, shows joy, innocence, and it's when things are going well. So you must have experienced something positive this week. You shared happy moments with people you love, or perhaps someone offered you their help and their protection. The Hanged Man you got now suggests a pause, a break, to reflect and see things from a different perspective, and you may be required to make a sacrifice towards attaining a certain position. For instance, it could be an outdated attitude that you need to let go of so that you give something else a chance. This week you will look at your situation from a completely different viewpoint in order to find your answers. If you're wondering how someone feels, they are thinking to give up their feelings for what they feel is the right thing to do. In some way, they have sacrificed their feelings. Maybe they are involved with someone else, or you are, and it's better for them to give up on doing anything about it, because they feel nothing can be done without causing problems at this stage, and going forward would not be worth the trouble. They do have feelings, but they don't act on them at the moment. That means you should not put your life on hold waiting for them to make a move, because you may have to wait for a fair amount of time and the results would be dubious anyway. Things will slow down this week and there might be a delay, either because someone's absent or because they need to think things through and come to a realization. The Hanged Man is often someone who's Pisces, Sun or Ascendant, and since this is a card associated with the planet Neptune, an energy that can cause confusion and illusions, it's important that you don't trust everything you see, but double check and trust your intuition. Your intuition will be very strong this week, and you may have a prophetic dream, or you will feel that you are connected telepathically with someone who's far away from you. It may feel like things are in a limbo state right now, but in approximately 12 days from now, there will be a shift that will turn things upside down. For Virgo, we had the Fool and now it's the Ace of Wands. Both cards show new and fresh energy, so this week you should expect the unexpected. The Fool always shows us the infinite options and potential that life has to offer, even if we are not always able or willing to see those options, especially in times when we feel pessimistic or disappointed. The Ace of Wands this week foretells that someone will take action, someone will take initiative, and something new will begin. You will be taking the first steps towards a goal, and energy around you will be warm, exciting, and enthusiastic. You will receive news or a message that may cause you to take bold action or to give an explosive reaction. In any case, energies will be very intense this week and things will start moving forward in ways that you don't expect. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, there is attraction, there is a spark, which will fizzle out if not acted on. Keep in mind that aces show the very early stages of something, when energy is still very weak. They do show potential for something to develop in time, but at the same time they show that effort is needed for whatever we need to grow into something more. The energy of Aries is very fragile and it needs patience and nurturing to grow, so it's basically about relaxing and enjoying those slow steps in the first stage of a relationship or situation. And yes, there will be differences and energies that we'll have to explore and adapt if you want to pursue a certain outcome, which means that you also need to remain flexible and don't jump into conclusions, as this ace is fire energy and not only will get you energized, but it will also make you impatient. An ace is the first stages of something, so there is a need to get to know each other better. Developments will continue this week, you will feel energized, very inspired, and at the beginning of the week, someone will make a move that will trigger a series of events and developments that will continue unfolding until the end of the week. The beginning of the week will have the strongest energy, so Monday or Tuesday there will be messages, communications, and something will happen that will open a new door for you. For Libra, we had the King of Cups and now it's the King of Pentacles. The King of Cups is associated with feelings, relationships, emotional support. So last week, personal relationships must have required your attention, and someone who's a water sign or ascendant must have played a key role. Now you've got the King of Pentacles, which shows a shift, a transition from one kind of energy to another. Someone who has been emotional, romantic, and sensitive last week will now get more grounded, realistic, and pragmatic. And if you were talking about your feelings last week, now you will talk about the practical aspects of a relationship. However, this king can be an entirely different person, a man who's an earth sign or ascendant, who will replace the King of Cups in some way. Matters involving money, career, property will come to a head this week, so if there have been delays or ups and downs in the previous days, expect that now things will start moving forward and progress will be satisfying. As both cards are passive and slow, I wouldn't expect big changes, but slow and steady progress. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they have serious intentions and they want a long-lasting connection with you. Their pace is probably slower than yours, so this man could test your patience at times, but they think that the relationship has potential to grow and that there is a solid enough base in practicality and compatibility that can endure some bumps in the road and still be secure in spite of all the difficulties it may go through over the course of time. Under the energy of this king, it's best to try and avoid bold or risky moves, especially if you are making long-term plans and investments. If you don't take your eyes off the ball, you will get more than you ever expected. You now need grounding energies around you, and connecting with nature will definitely help. Something that happened in April or May may be completed now or will require your attention again this week. For Scorpio, we had the King of Cups and now the Nine of Swords. The Queen of Cups is a love card and it points to your personal and romantic relationships in your life that must have required your energy and attention last week, especially with a person that seems to have a lot of water in their chart, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio like you. And this week you may be worrying excessively or you may be obsessing over this relationship and you may feel the need to remove yourself from it for a while if things get too overwhelming. You may experience groundless fears, worrying about something too much without a solid reason, and all those things will probably feel worse in the dark of night and something may be blown out of proportion. This week you will get the chance to deal with your anxiety, especially if you have a tendency to see things worse than they are, creating your own nightmares because of it. Some caution will be needed when it comes to your communications, as there might be a misunderstanding, so make sure that you express your thoughts and feelings clearly so that you leave no room for misinterpretations, especially by those who are not on the same wavelength as you. If you're wondering how someone feels, they may feel a strong longing for you. However, they find that there are so many obstacles in the way that at this stage they cannot see how things could develop. The Nine of Swords indicates that at the moment your connection may be unhealthy, bringing nothing but sadness and anguish, so this person may be stressing a lot over their feelings. The Nine of Swords is Mars in Gemini, and that means this week you will deal with fast-paced situations, a lot of coming and going possibly, and you will be fine with that, especially if you've been through some pretty boring routines all these months. Also, you will feel that your words now are very powerful, and your ability to persuade and manipulate with your words is now very enhanced, as well as your ability to seduce and to lead. In 9-10 days from now, there will be a very important talk that will clarify something in a way that leaves no room for doubts or uncertainty. For Sagittarius, we had the Three of Pentacles and now it's the Six of Swords. The Three of Pentacles is a practical and grounding energy, and it favors teamwork, planning, and slow but solid progress. Perhaps you organized something last week, a professional plan or a personal plan that is going to manifest in the coming 2-3 months. And now that you've made the initial moves, you're probably going to take a step back and let things develop organically. If something or someone has caused you stress, you will remove yourself from the situation, and for a while you will distract yourself with other things, or you will set different priorities. A trip or the departure or the arrival of someone will be in your focus these days, and you may start planning your holidays, or you will make preparations from someone who is going to visit you in 4 to 6 weeks from now. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, they enjoy interacting and connecting with you as you make them feel calm. You are helping them to solve a difficult problem or to deal with a very stressful situation, and they seem to be grateful for that. Now, for some of you, this energy will be someone that is stuck in a routine that you don't like, and although you are asking them to change something, they act like nothing happened and they continue to repeat the same pattern. The Six of Swords astrologically is Mercury in Aquarius, and under this energy you will put your focus in your future and the goals you have in mind. You will be thinking about opening communications with someone that you've stopped communicating for a while. Just make sure that when you start talking again, your communication is not too charged emotionally, as that will probably make them take distance, being afraid of their feelings or not knowing how to deal with their feelings. Something that started between January 3rd and February 8th may now take a more positive turn, while the end of the week seems to hold the strongest energy, so make a note for Saturday or Sunday, as that's when a release of negative energy will happen and things will start looking up. For Capricorn, we had the Moon and now it's the Six of Pentacles. After 2 weeks of intense water energy, which basically means emotional energy, this week you have a grounding Earth card, the Six of Pentacles, which is also a card of balance. If things have been emotionally overwhelming in the previous week, this week there will be greater stability, and your interaction and the give-take between you and another person will be more harmonious, and you will be talking on more equal terms. The Six of Pentacles is often a beneficial deal you will make, either in a personal or in a professional relationship, or an agreement that you will come to, and if things have been rocky, now you will both make efforts to build a stronger and more solid foundation for your relationship. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they feel they want to help you, they are feeling generous, and at the same time they want what you are offering to them, as you want what they are offering to you, and that makes a mutually beneficial situation that can last for a long time. Also, there might be an arrangement that you are going to make with this person when it comes to giving and taking, and an exchange of some sort will be the reason and the basis of your relationship. So there might be also feelings of obligation or feelings of gratitude. The Six of Pentacles astrologically is the moon in Taurus, and the moon that represents our emotions feels very comfortable in this placement. This means that you will experience feelings of security, pleasure, comfort, and you will feel that you can now create a secure and solid life with someone who is committed and stable. A deal you made between the 1st and the 10th May will now start producing positive results, and you will probably get some money you were expecting this week. For some of you, the Six of Pentacles will be that you need to determine whether you are the taker or the giver in a relationship, and whether you are happy with the role you currently have. For Aquarius, we had the Knight of Swords and now the Three of Cups. The Knight of Swords last week is a very fast energy that usually manifests as fast and at times unexpected developments, communications, messages, phone calls, emails that kept you busy. So you must have had a busy week with lots of talks, ideas, but perhaps there has been a disagreement too, an argument, as the Knight of Swords often shows a restless mind aroused by thoughts of offense or defense. So perhaps you've been thinking how to deal with someone who's been hostile. But the Three of Cups now is a very different energy. It's the card of friendship, connection, and it feels that this week there will be a spirit of agreement. Where there were disagreements before, there will be mutual support, so you and another person will manage to find some middle ground, and your connection will get more balanced and more harmonious. This week will be a time of relief, and you will get the chance to heal from past problems. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they have caring and nurturing feelings for you, and they feel really good about being around you. And there will probably be a meeting with very good vibes and a strong emotional energy. The Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer, a very nice placement if you want to share your feelings, if you want to heal an emotional connection, but you should be careful not to let emotions cloud your view, as you could become overly subjective or overly reactive by taking things personally. For some of you, the Three of Cups means that there is a third person in your relationship, and with the Knight of Swords you got last week, there might be an argument or a disruption that will be caused because of that. Wednesday seems to hold the strongest energy for this week, so that's probably when you will feel the influence of this card the most, while between 2 and 11 July you will probably attend a very significant event or celebration. For Pisces, we had the Two of Swords and now the Queen of Wands. With the Two of Swords you got last week, there might have been conflicting ideas or visions, but somehow you must have managed to reconcile them by communicating, and you must have come to a truce or an agreement. With the Queen of Wands this week, you will get much more clear on what you want to do, and in fact you will take action on your thoughts, you will take initiative, especially if you feel that another person is hesitating or procrastinating. You will realize that at this stage only you can ensure that everything will go according to plan and everything will run smoothly. Having said that, you may have to face a challenge this week, and you will have to decide if something or someone is worth your time and energy. Someone around you, probably a fire sign, may display flashes of temper by being impulsive or by being unpredictable, probably because they are trying to control the situation between you and get their way. However, if you're wondering how they feel, they are warm and friendly, and they feel really good in your presence. They find you attractive, and there is a strong sexual desire. They will probably take action to show you they like you, and that will happen within 2 weeks from now. Something significant will be accomplished this week, and you will have to take lead and make it happen. You are heading towards the final stages of something, and things will start moving fast, and developments will follow one after another. So be prepared for some intensity this week, possibly in many areas of your life, and that's a good thing if things have been stagnant lately. You will feel very energized, passionate, and excited about what you want to achieve, and you will also draw people like a magnet, as your charisma, your charms will be very strong. In fact, you will draw the right people who are in energetic resonance with you, people that will help you achieve your goals, or if we are talking about love, you will attract a partner who will be aligned to your needs and expectations. Your charms will be strong this week, and you may even find out that you have a secret admirer. So these were the predictions for the week of July the 4th to July the 10th. I hope you enjoyed them, and I wish you a very positive and productive week. See you again next week.